Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so Kamala Harris had her biggest rally as of yet. And of course, the left is trying to promote this thing as, ooh, the greatest thing to ever happen. Look at the excitement, look at the enthusiasm. People are just so excited for Kamala Harris. I guess what they're trying to say is that this was her moment to shine, her moment to steal the spotlight. But I don't know, I don't feel like that at all. I feel as though it was more of the same thing, and in certain ways, it was kind of a PR disaster for her. Once again, I think there's a serious strategic misstep here, as we're seeing a clear repeated pattern, and that right there is going to be very clear in a second here. Let me show you guys why these Kamala rallies are just not the same as the Trump rallies. They're trying to mimic the same energy, but it just isn't there. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so we first got to start off with what everyone's talking about on X. You got all these clips bouncing around of Kamala Harris getting heckled and booed by people in attendance. You know, it's obvious what's happening here. The Democrats are trying to mimic what's going on with Donald Trump as if Kamala Harris draws these big crowds, but it seems as though a lot of people in attendance aren't showing up to support Kamala Harris, but rather to heckle her. And so the same situation keeps happening. And a couple things are being highlighted as pretty clear in my view. Firstly, these rallies are clearly inauthentic. And secondly, Kamala Harris keeps exposing herself as inauthentic and again having an inability to go off script. She's just saying the same thing over and over again. Every time she gets heckled, it's the same pre-rehearsed line. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. You mean to be at the smaller rally across the street. Do you have anything else? It's honestly mind-boggling. It's baffling the way Kamala Harris cannot come up with anything creative. She simply can't riff on the spot. And so she's just saying the same things. I wouldn't be surprised if she had these lines pre-rehearsed months ago. If ever you get heckled, just say this. It's kind of like the, excuse me, I'm speaking thing. It's all she's got, like a programmed bot. It's like an if statement, right? If this happens, you respond with this. It's like a very unsophisticated code. There aren't very many options. It's just one. When you encounter X scenario, you respond with Y. It's just so cringe and inauthentic, and I think it's a bad look, bad PR, bad optics. Honestly, I think this whole rally was. You know, all the leftist shills on X keep posting videos of how massive the crowd was, and it certainly was massive. Ooh, what a crowd. Ooh, Kamala Harris really draws the crowd now, doesn't she? But obviously there's some important context here. This was a rally in Houston that hosted Beyonce. You know, just one of the biggest worldwide celebrities in the modern era. It's just so incredibly inauthentic. I mean, no wonder 30,000 people showed up. These were the headlines ahead of the rally. Look at this piece from Vanity Fair. Beyonce expected to perform Freedom at Kamala Harris Houston rally on Friday, sources say. The Houston-born superstar is slated to take the stage alongside the candidate, sources confirmed to Vanity Fair. So you can clearly tell what's going on here, right? They spread this narrative of a free Beyonce concert, and then 30,000 people showed up. You think that maybe a good chunk of those people were just showing up for Beyonce, or were highly motivated by the Beyonce factor, more so than Kamala Harris? Yeah, obviously. And no wonder this rally was a complete mess, with all kinds of people doing all kinds of crazy things, not just the heckling, but if you see some of the videos, I'm not going to play them here because really the one that I want to play is probably not safe for YouTube, but this event was pure chaos. I'd call it a public relations nightmare. It just wasn't the same. It's not the same as a Trump rally. It clearly doesn't have the same level of authenticity. And it proves one thing that we've been talking about forever, that Kamala Harris is getting carried. She's certainly not doing the hard lifting, I'll tell you that. It feels almost as if Kamala Harris hardly has to lift a finger. I mean, she didn't even have to campaign. She didn't have to get nominated. She was just handed the position. She just needs to show up on stage for a couple minutes and let everybody else do the hard work. And that's the clear trend here, that this campaign is absolutely inauthentic, and that Kamala Harris clearly is in desperate and constant need of help. It started from day one when she launched her campaign, I believe in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. And once again, her first big mega rally was less of a Kamala Harris rally and more of a Megan Thee Stallion concert.
I'm going to show just as Megan Thee Stallion's come on stage, she's singing. I don't even think we've cleared the music rights, so we don't play 5 minutes of the Beatles, Beyonce, or Megan, but I want to show people this was what we said at the top of the program. Megan Thee Stallion, a huge artist who's performed with Beyonce out of Texas, and she's on the stage here in blue, by the way, in Democrat blue, for this big rally. Harris will be coming on next. So we're...
Like I keep saying, Kamala Harris is not the main act. She's not in the spotlight. She's a side character that is simply the face of an establishment movement. Who are you voting for here? Kamala Harris or Megan Thee Stallion? Kamala Harris or Eminem? Kamala Harris or Beyonce? Kamala Harris or Bruce Springsteen? Kamala Harris or Barack Obama? It's just such a bad look. What we saw during that campaign event where Kamala Harris went on stage for, I think, 5 or 6 minutes, and then Lizzo took over, tells you all that you need to know. It's almost as if they're trying to hide her. They know that she's not good at this stuff. She's not good at campaigning. And so they just want to bamboozle you with a bunch of celebrity faces. Look, your favorite celebrities are there supporting Kamala Harris. Therefore, you have to. Slay, queen. It's so bad. And I think this rally pretty much falls in line. I'm sitting here asking the same question. Who's this convincing? Is this really the argument? What an insult to people's intelligence. Don't vote for Kamala Harris because she's great and her policies are great. Don't even think about policy at all. Vote for her because X celebrity told you to. Vote for her because she shares immutable characteristics that are similar to yours. I don't see who this is convincing, and honestly, I see it as a failed strategy that simply won't work. It's starting to feel a little bit like a rematch of that 2016 election where Hillary Clinton was suffering gaffe after gaffe. She got humiliated during the debates and insulted half the nation as being a basket of deplorables, and what was the strategy? Quickly put Hillary Clinton on stage with Beyonce and Jay-Z. Who did that convince? Pretty much no one. Well, this is the same thing. It's not a good look. It's not what the American people are hoping for or looking for, and I'm just not convinced that it's going to work. No matter how many times they try to pretend as if Kamala Harris is outshining Donald Trump. Wow, look at her huge rally. It wasn't even a rally. It was a, quote, Beyonce concert that never actually happened. How crazy is that? The media was reporting that Beyonce was going to perform Freedom, but instead the crowd got Willie Nelson.
Are we ready to say, Madam President? Mama.
Just not a good look across the board. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.